Yo, hello my people, this is Ziomek, and today I'm reacting to part 2 of what every country in Europe is worst at. I did react to first one, and I thought that maybe nobody's gonna watch it, because everything that I do that is not music, nobody cares about. Well, almost nobody. So I didn't expect anything from this one, but people were watching. I got a few comments, and between them there was a comment that said, when is the next part coming? Well, since we made part 1, let's make part 2. And if people like it, we'll make similar videos to this one later. There's also one where it's about every USA state, which state is worst at what. You might watch that one. That one would be really even more educational to me than this one, since I live in Europe. But I know stuff about like California, about Texas, and similar places, but there's whole America to experience for me. So maybe I'll watch that one too. It depends on one thing. If you guys want it, I'll do it, because for me it would be fun. Okay, enough of this. This one was also made by Real Life Lore, and let's go.
This video was made possible by Audible. Get a free audiobook when you sign up at
I just hope it's not gonna be too loud.
audible.com/reallifelore. Every country in the world is best and worst at something, and you're watching part 2 of what every country in Europe specifically
Yep, it's because I
is the
like
worst
first
at.
parts.
Part 1 covered every European country between A and K, and it's linked in the description if you need
think
to
that's
watch
better.
it. And this part is covering every country between L and V.
Oh, my
let's
country
get
starts with
things
L, so
with
Latvia.
which has plenty of potatoes, but doesn't have
Really?
plenty of men. Latvia has the least
I should
amount
go
of
to
men
Latvia
per
then.
capita in Europe, with only 0.86 men in the country for every one woman. Liechtenstein
Oh
is
shit, guys,
technically
if
the
you're
least
looking for a
visited
woman, go to
country in Europe,
Latvia.
but that's mostly just because it's so small. They only received 69,000 visitors in 2017.
Yeah, nobody knows where
Lithuania
Liechtenstein
actually
is.
tied precisely
Yes!
with Latvia for
Oh
having the
no!
least amount of
Then
men
I'm
in
not
the
going to
country. There are
Latvia. I'm not going to
16%
Latvia then.
more women
I
in both
already live at the
Lithuania
same
and
place,
Latvia
basically.
than men. For being
Okay.
so tiny, Luxembourg is actually the worst in Europe at a lot of things. For
A
starters,
divorce?
they have the largest ecological footprint of any country in the entire world. The average Luxembourger has
Okay. I saw that they have highest highest rent. That makes sense. Luxembourg is such an expensive country because people make a lot of money there. It's small, it's very small, tiny, but also very beautiful country. Well, I mean, just I don't think there is a single. It feels like there is not a single homeless person in Luxembourg. It's a great place. I've never been there.
the ecological footprint of the average American. Luxembourg produces the most CO2 emissions per capita of any country in Europe. They have the world's highest divorce rate at roughly 87%
I wonder why.
of marriages ending in one, and they have the highest rent found anywhere in Europe and the third highest in the entire world. The average rent for a one-bedroom
Maybe everyone
apartment
lives
in
so
the city
close
center
by
is
that.
over
That's why
1,500
there's more
euros.
divorces.
Malta
You get
is Europe's
seduced
hottest
more often.
country, with an average yearly temperature of 19.2
Most
degrees
religious.
Celsius. It's also Europe's most
I thought
religious
I thought it
country,
would be
excluding the
Vatican.
with 86% of the
Wait.
population saying that religion is
Wait. Did they say tied with Vatican?
country, excluding the Vatican. With
Oh, excluding the
86%
Vatican. I'm
of
like,
the
what?
population saying that religion is important
Hottest
to their
country.
lives, and which makes Malta
I-
roughly just as religious
I love hot
as
countries.
Estonia
I prefer
is
hot
irreligious.
stuff over
Malta
cold
also
stuff,
has
like,
Europe's lowest literacy
temperature.
rate, with 6.7% of the population over 15 not being able to read or write. Moldova has a
What?
lot of issues. According to the IMF, Moldova has the
Least
lowest
visitor?
GDP per capita of any country in Europe at only $3,300 per citizen.
Moldova sounds like a
also
dangerous
has the
country.
highest rate of
Is it though? I don't know.
urbanization in the world, with a city growth rate of negative 1.5% on average per year. Moldova is also truly Europe's least visited country, since they only received 145,000 visitors for all of 2017, which is only one tourist
not-
for every 24 citizens in the country.
That's
People
very
just
low.
Don't ever come to visit Moldova,
Is there-
and for decent
Okay, maybe there's Moldovians watching. Is there anything like are there any museums or are there some nice hotels? There's obviously no sea. That's a bad thing for country, from tourism perspective. I don't know. Probably somebody needs to do more research, but
reasons. It has the worst
Doesn't expect
access
that.
to improved sanitation facilities in Europe, with only
What?
76% of the population having access to a toilet. And it
76%
also has Europe's
only?
highest amount of child labor, with 24.3% of the children in the country taking part in the labor force,
Whoa.
according to UNICEF.
Whoa.
Monaco has the lowest percentage of young people in the world, with the average age of their citizens being 52.4
Monaco is
years. They also
great
spend
country
the least
too,
on
I
education in Europe, with only
I think so.
1.5% of Monaco's GDP being contributed. Excluding the tiny city-states of Liechtenstein and San Marino, Montenegro has Europe's shortest, tallest building.
I don't know
The
if that's a
tallest building in the
bad
country is only
worst
65
thing.
meters tall, which is even shorter than
If your
the
worst
tallest
thing is that
buildings
you
in
have
Andorra,
shortest,
Monaco,
tallest
Vatican
building in
City,
your country,
and
I don't think
Malta.
that's
Netherlands
bad.
has the highest
Who
rate
cares?
of wealth
Oh,
inequality
maybe
not
somebody.
only in Europe, but in the entire world. The top
Netherlands. If you're
1%
European
Dutch
and you want
citizens
to
own more
eat
than
some
1/3
shrooms
of all
or
the private wealth in the country. The Netherlands
weed
also has the most
or stuff,
disappointing
you go to
record in the
Netherlands.
FIFA World Cup, since
That's
they've
what
gotten
Europeans
the
do.
runner-up place 3 times now.
They go
and
for
have yet
drugs to
ever
Netherlands.
actually win, the highest number of runner-ups without a victory of any country in the world. North Macedonia has an even worse track record in sports, however, because they have Europe's worst performance at the Olympics, having only ever won a single bronze medal for wrestling back in the 2000 games.
That's
in
it?
Sydney. Norway
Whoa.
doesn't really have
Whoa.
many bad things to say about it, but I
Yep.
guess they do have Europe's most.
I have many friends who went to Norway, for work. I know people who live there. And yeah, when it comes to drinking, like beer or stronger drinks, like they drink a lot at Lithuania in my country, but when they go to live to Norway, they tell me that they drink way less or they stop drinking at all. Like, it's way too expensive. You need to save money.
Most expensive beer and petrol
Yep,
prices.
and the highest
nearly
petrol
7
prices. But also they
euros
make a
for
lot
pint
of money.
beer
Norway
and nearly 2 euros
still
for
a good
liter of
country.
petrol. Theoretically,
Beer is very, very
Poland has
expensive,
the
but
most
still a good
restrictive
country.
abortion laws anywhere in Europe. I say theoretically because Vatican City, Malta, San Marino, and Andorra all have more restrictions than Poland do, but they're also all very tiny countries, whereas Poland has the most restrictions of any European nation state and more than anywhere else besides those 4 tiny countries. They are restricted.
Yeah, there's like protests happening. A lot of them are happening, and they're all against, they're all about abortion laws, and it's not like I agree with abortions, but there are stuff when abortion is the best thing, cause like, what if that woman has no way of growing the child, father left, and maybe she's very young, and or maybe that baby, there's something bad with it happening inside of, a woman. There's many reasons why abortion is a good option, and I think Poland doesn't allow any abortions. Like, maybe there's 1 or 2 reasons why you can have abortion, but like, it's still really bad. And I think European Union wants them to allow abortions of, like, at least some of them, but Poland is like, nope, we don't care what you're telling us, it's our country, we do what we want. Something like that. But like, we Lithuanians, we don't agree with that.
Only to cases where the mother's life is in danger, mental or physical health,
Yeah, only
rape,
then.
and or fetal defects.
Oh.
Portugal
Oh, okay,
has
so at
Europe's
least there's that
highest
thing, but
high
still.
school dropout rate, with only 60% of the population having completed
Never been in
secondary
Portugal.
education. And according to a poll by AirHelp, the lowest rated airport in the entire world is also in Portugal, Lisbon Portela Airport. Romania
It stinks?
has the lowest
That
amount of
airport
movie
stinks?
theaters per capita in Europe.
What?
Russia has a lot of problems. I could make an entire video just about all of the problems
Just tell us
Russia has,
five
but here's the
things.
quick
Five
version.
things.
They have the worst traffic in Europe and Europe's most dangerous roads with the highest number of average traffic deaths. They have the highest suicide rate in all of Europe and the highest for men specifically in the entire world. They have Europe's highest incarceration rate with 360
Russians are bandits, that's why.
100,000 people. Russia is the most corrupt country in Europe according to Transparency International. They have the highest rate of opiate usage in Europe and the third highest in the world at 1.64% of the population.
I mean, it's the biggest country in the world.
They have the highest rate of HIV infection
Not in population,
in Europe
but
at 1.2% of the population, and have Europe's highest homicide rate. You're 8 times more likely to be murdered in Russia than you are in Germany. Russia has the lowest minimum wage in Europe at just 66 US cents per hour. And according to the Gay Travel Index, Russia is also by far the most unfriendly country in Europe towards LGBT people.
Yeah, I feel bad for everyone who is LGBT and they have to live in that country.
LGBT person, on a par with Afghanistan or Libya. Moving on, San Marino is the most difficult country in Europe to conduct business in, according to the Ease of Doing Business.
I've been to San Marino, I liked it.
And it's the least
I've been there for like 1 or 2 days.
As well. Serbia has the worst gun problem in Europe, with Europe's highest firearm-related death rate.
I thought it would be Russia, but
the lowest voter turnout of any country in Europe, with only 23%.
Europe's most racist country.
Actually voting
What?
in the last European Parliament elections.
Really, Slovakia?
Which is a much
Really?
lower turnout than even Americans had in the 2016 presidential election.
I'm
It
waiting
saw
for that racist one.
55%
Why?
turnout.
How?
People just don't vote in Slovakia. But in addition to that, Slovakia is also probably Europe's most racist
But
country.
how?
A study conducted by the European Commission in 2015 asked people in EU member states how they would feel about their children dating somebody from a different background, and Slovakia gave back the most prejudiced results, with very high majorities of people saying that they wouldn't be comfortable with it. I couldn't find anything that Slovak.
What? What? Really? Maybe it's because we're not used to like different skin color people, or actually I don't get it. Like we in Lithuania, my country is still at least a bit racist, I'm sure. But like, I don't know, we have almost no black people or Asian. We have, like, our biggest cities has a little bit of them, but I don't think anybody cares. We're just like, oh, look, a black guy, and that's it. That's it. Like, they would never go in front of his face and say that you're black or something like that. And I feel like in my country, most of the racist people are just ones who grew up in Soviet Union and they're not used to seeing like different people. That's it. But we all younger people, like everyone who is below 40, I feel like we all would be just friendly, you know. But obviously I can't talk for everyone.
Slovenia was the worst at
Slovenia.
being confused for Slovakia all the time. So, great job, guys. Other than Russia, Spain has the highest number
Good
of
job,
active
Slovenia.
separatist movements in Europe, with 12 ongoing, some of which have pretty widespread support.
Well, because there are
At least
places that want to be
42% of the
divided
population
from
of Catalonia
Spain.
favors independence.
Yeah, like
33%
Catalonia,
of
we
the
want to
population
be
in the Basque
independent
do as
country.
well, and around 25% of the population in Galicia. Spain is perhaps the least likely country in Europe to survive in her current borders by the end of the 21st century. Weirdly,
Maybe.
Sweden has the highest number of grenade and bomb attacks anywhere in Europe, with
But
over
why?
100 such attacks taking place in 2019 alone.
Why?
Switzerland has the lowest rate of home
Wait. Sweden. Like Swedes themselves. I only met any Swedes or talked to them in my life like only a few times, but and I have friends who've been in Sweden. I don't know, Swedes themselves. We look like fine people. Maybe it's immigrants? I don't like to say that, but maybe? But I don't know. I don't know. Just that's not the fact I thought I would hear. Okay.
ownership in Europe at only 43.4% of the population actually owning theirs.
Switzerland is
Perhaps
so
this because Switzerland
expensive.
is also the most expensive country in the entire
Yep.
world to live in. They
Yep.
have the world's highest
But
cost of living,
also,
highest priced
it's the
restaurants,
friendliest
highest
country in
priced
the world
groceries,
because they
and
never been in
highest
any
priced
wars.
mobile data anywhere in the world. Zurich and Geneva are both the most expensive cities to live anywhere in
Geneva,
Europe.
oh
and
my god, you
among
have
the
to be
highest priced cities
so
anywhere
rich
in
to
the
live there.
world. Turkey has the lowest level of English proficiency in Europe at only 47% of the population. That's still kind of a lot. Anyway, Turkey also has the lowest freedom of the press score in Europe, the highest number of journalists imprisoned anywhere in the world, Europe's highest obesity
Yeah,
rate at
government
32%
is
of the
really bad
population,
in Turkey.
the lowest overall gender equality score in
So most of those things I knew are about Turkey. Most of those things I already knew or expected, but most obese people wouldn't have expected it. I mean, it's possible. Turkey has kebabs, so maybe. Also Turkish food, it's really good, so I get it. But I would like if somebody asked me, which country do you think has the most problem with obesity? Maybe I would go with Germany. I don't know. Probably I would go to Germany. No, I have nothing against Germans, but I don't know. That was the country that I would have thought about. But Turkey, okay. And yeah, gender equality.
According to the Fragile States Index,
I feel bad for
Turkey is
women that
also
live in
Europe's
Turkey.
least stable country, with the highest number of terrorist incidents of any country with land on the continent. Ukraine has Europe's lowest birth rate, at only 1.3 children per one woman in the country,
I wonder why.
being the average. They also have Europe's lowest life expectancy, at only 72 years, which is over a decade lower than Italians with 83.6 years. Men in Ukraine only have life expectancies of 67
Well,
years.
because they
which
make
are
less
men in
money
Pakistan
and
Syria.
also
According to the same World Happiness Report that rated
it's harder for
Finland
them
as
to
the
buy,
world's
you
happiest
know,
country, they also
medicine,
rated Ukraine as Europe's least
and
happy.
because
they
of
have the lowest
Chernobyl.
amount of internet users in Europe, with only
I don't
57%
know.
of the population being connected. Ukrainian citizens are also the poorest in all of Europe, with the average Ukrainian only having a mean net worth of $8,792
I heard that before.
US.
Actually, lately there's been a lot of Ukrainian workers, like who once who work in construction and similar stuff. They've been really migrating to my country because, well, they make way more money, and maybe that's it. But you know what Ukraine is the best at? At women's beauty. I think it's not a fact, but I've seen it written somewhere, and I also heard stuff, and I also seen stuff. I think Ukraine has the most beautiful women in the world. But I hope there's a video which tells me what every country in Europe is best at. I would love that video.
Dollars, which is
I don't know
poorer
where
than
Ukraine would be
average
the
citizen
best.
of Kenya or Nicaragua is. On the complete
Wait, I want to
opposite
hear that
side
last
world,
part.
at work, also the poorest in all of Europe, with the average Ukrainian only having a mean net worth of $8,792 US, which is poorer than the average citizen of Kenya or Nicaragua is. On
Whoa.
the complete opposite side of the spectrum, the United Kingdom has the highest usage of cocaine anywhere in the world, with
Really?
2.7% of adults who actively use it.
Never would have
Finally,
expected that.
Vatican City is the
Ooh,
final
Vatican.
and sole surviving absolute monarchy in Europe, which pretty much by default makes it the least democratic country in Europe.
Yeah.
And now that you've made it this far, getting through me telling you what your favorite countries in Europe are the worst at, I think you deserve a reward. A free audiobook at Audible when you sign up.
No, I thought he was gonna say. Okay, that's just my cat looking at me. I thought he was gonna say, and now since you watched this video, maybe you want to watch my video where I talk about which European country is best at what. But like I said, at least I saw there's a video about which US state is worst at what. So I'd like to watch that one, but it depends on you guys if you want to watch it. I guess my European viewers would like to. And if you do, yeah, just tell me that, yeah, I should do it, and I'll do it. Yeah, these kind of videos, I love them. I just hope that all facts are true and it's not like some of them are made up. Okay, let's Too bad I can't remember much of first part, but I think few of the things that surprised me the most was that Slovenia has no bad things. Maybe we should go live in Slovenia. Also that Ukraine, they're people like even more poor than people in Kenya. No disrespect to Kenya, it's just that I did not expect that. What else? Oh yeah, UK with cocaine. Okay. Oh yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. And that's it for today. I guess I'll see you on the next one.